Alright, today's episode on Tequila Forever Tequila. I'm going to be doing a review on Tequila Cabal. This is the añejo 44, so 44% alcohol by volume or 88 proof. So this is organic. I believe this tequila runs anywhere from like 120 to like 134. The lowest I have seen it, maybe like 110, and the highest I've seen is about 144, but I would say the average is about $134. This is coming at a number 1480. That's Tequila Los Americas. And I believe this is the last añejo that they made at that distillery. I've actually had this tequila bottle for a while, and I was like, eventually I'll get to it. And, I started doing a little bit of research. So I found out that this was actually the last one they made. They moved over to another distillery, I believe 1646, Destiladora La Roca. So maybe sometime in the future I'll check that one out, see how different it is. Because I don't know how I feel about this one. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. First, I want to talk about a little bit about this tequila. But meanwhile, before I do, let's go ahead and pour just another glass. Okay, so this tequila uses local and naturally sourced water from Amatitan, Jalisco. I believe it's a single estate, first use bourbon barrels. It's rested for 18 months. The agaves are harvested every 6 to 7 years, and then they're rotating crops, which I think is a really good thing, right? So instead of putting another set of agaves, they're putting something different. That way, you try to get some more minerals and vitamins back into the soil. That way, the next time around, they're gonna have a healthier, more mineral rich, more vitamin soil, for the next harvest, or the next plantation, I should say. I believe for the oven, they use a big Mason 32 ton, brick oven stone. I believe they cook it for 42 hours. And that oven, I believe, was built, back in 1911. Their master distiller is Eduardo Lara. They fermentate this 72 hours, and then it's natural yeast. So, yeah, that's a little bit about this tequila. And then, let's go ahead and talk about what we pick up on the nose, flavors, and then, we'll talk about the bottle, because I do like the bottle, I'll tell you that much. Actually, before we get into the nose, let's take a look at the color there. So this is a nice amber, it's a really nice amber, gold, dark gold, looking tequila. I really do like the way it looks. So I'm gonna give that a little swirl. And then I'm taking a look at here in the glass. It really seems to be holding on quite well. So it looks good in the glass, crystal clear, right? I can see right through it. It's not foggy or anything. It looks good. All right. So finally, let's talk about the nose on this tequila. This is like my second glass or third glass. And what I want to say is that it smells extremely sweet. Picking a little bit of light vanilla. I'm also picking up really heavy caramel. I want to say it's a little bit like a toasted caramel, or maybe even a little bit smoky. I want to say it's a little pinch of smoke in there. Brown sugar, and maybe some piloncillo. That's all I'm really picking up on the nose on this tequila. It just smells really, really sweet, and I don't think I really had tequilas from the distillery. I think the only one that I've actually tried from there was the Don Abraham Extra Añejo, and I think I had a review on that I haven't released. It's already a really old one. I gotta find it. Forgot why I didn't released that one. I think the audio wasn't too good, but maybe I'll try to fix that one up and then, release it. But that one was also, really sweet. And similar, I want to say it's like similar aromas. It's nothing complex, really not much going on. It's really heavy, like on the sweetness. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's like 41 tequilas currently being produced there. So I forgot to check on the new one, but maybe that movement is going to be a good thing for this tequila brand. Like I said, perhaps maybe sometime in the future, I am willing to give it a shot, but I don't know. So let's just jump in the mouthfeel and the taste on this tequila. It does have a thick, creamy mouthfeel to this tequila. So I do like the mouthfeel. I'm gonna tell you that. I definitely do like the mouthfeel to this tequila. It's also like very oily. It has a good mouthfeel to it. It's perhaps like a very light heat that just fades like this quickly. I want to say this tequila is so heavy on those flavors and everything that it can basically pass for like a next añejo without complexity. You know what I'm saying? For something that's been aged for 18 months, I want to say that you really get little to no agave, which is definitely going to hurt the rating on this tequila. I like sweet tequilas. You probably heard me say many times that I like sweet tequilas, but this is like extremely sweet. This is like a different type of sweetness. And the thing is, this has been confirmed additive free. What I don't know is when it was confirmed additive free. So I don't know if that's in the distillery it is now, because I think it was probably maybe a year ago, a little over a year ago, that they made this one. So I know now it's been at the other distillery for like a year, maybe a little over a year. So I don't know if it's currently been additive free or when it was, and I'm not exactly sure. I think the lot number on this might be Lote 10. So this is a lot number 10. I'm not sure where they're at right now. I'm not sure how many lots of this they made, before moving over to the other distillery. So, so let's go ahead and talk a little about the flavors on this. Okay, so what I want to say on the taste on this tequila, it is extremely sweet as well. It is heavy on the yolk. I do get vanilla. There's a butterscotch. They still taste that smoke in there. It's syrupy. It's like some syrup, piloncillo. A little bit nuttiness. That's really about it. You really don't get like a burn. You really don't get like a bite or anything like that. You know what I mean? This, like I said, maybe a little bit of light heat fades away like this immediately. And then we're talking about an overproof añejo, 44% alcohol by volume, right, or 88 proof. And there's really not much going on. So for 18 months and everything, and as heavy as it is on the nose, the taste, I gotta say it's no good. I can drink it. Maybe you can too, especially if you like sweets. But this, like I said, it's a different type of sweet from like other tequilas. I'm not saying that it contains additives when this one was out, but I don't know. I don't really like this shit, to be honest. So there's really no complexity. So as far as it comes down to rating this tequila, I'm gonna say that when it comes to the balance on the nose, it is really heavy on the caramel. So I'm gonna say that it's not properly balanced. When it comes to the taste, it's the same thing. It's extremely sweet. It's just like heavy, brown sugar, piloncillo, and maybe a little bit of even fruit in there. But It's not the kind of sweetness I like, and I love sweet tequilas. I've said that many times, so I don't know. In my experience from the Don Abran and everything, I think that maybe this is before they've been confirmed. I don't know. So, anyways, to get down to it, I'm probably gonna rate this tequila about an 84. 83. You know what? 83 to 84. You know what? Let's just say 83. I'm gonna rate this an 83 because I really don't pick up any agave. So you're like very little to none. It doesn't exactly taste natural to me. Maybe it's just me, but that's how I feel about this tequila. Now, it'd be a completely different story if I was rating the bottle, right? If I was rating this bottle, just the bottle, man, I gotta give this bottle like a 90. I really do love the bottle design. And to be honest with you guys, without really knowing much or anything about this tequila, I bought it because of the bottle. I guess you could say this falls into like the pretty bottle design, and it kind of falls into that category of tequila's not being the greatest. But I'll tell you what,
that horse must be
these
really
look really cool
warm.
together, and that's kind of part of the reason I got it. You know what I mean? So when I'm done with this, I'm gonna fill it up with something else, just like I did with the Stray Soul. I think it looks really cool. You know what I mean? To have on display or whatever.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove all this, all these stickers and labels and everything, and just leave that there. Kind of like a country type of bottle. And I think for that, it's definitely gonna be, really, really nice. So looking at the price, to wrap this up, looking at the price of anywhere like $120, $134. It's really expensive for the type of quality that you're getting. So, I think, I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe it's 83. It's 83 a little too high, But at the bottle, though, that's another thing that I'm looking at too, right? I mean, obviously, we know we're paying for this design. We're paying for all this, right? We're paying for the nice little bottle, and I don't know exactly, when you look at the bottle, the design, and everything, and then the product. If it was just a product alone, it's going to be a lot cheaper. Maybe 83 might be somewhat appropriate. That's considering the bottle and everything. If it's just a liquid alone, 81, 82. To be honest, I just don't really like the type of sweetness that it has. But maybe you feel differently about this. So if you guys have tried it, put it in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Let me know how you guys feel about this tequila, But that's just my personal thoughts and opinion. Make sure, if you do drop a comment below, make sure you guys look for that 1480 nom number. Because that's the one that I'm rating. I'm not rating the new one at 1646. So that's that. Hope you guys enjoy the review. Until next time.